Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. I believe this will be aired on, so hope everybody's doing well. Of course, I'm Tyler. I'm your executive director. I hope you have your cup of coffee ready as we have this edition of Coffee with Tyler. And love doing this. It's kind of the weekly update. It's the weekly get out of my office and have some interaction with you, albeit virtually. But I think right now the measures we're putting in place are working, and this is one of those measures. So appreciate it. So let's jump into it. After a sip of coffee, of course. All right, fresh from the kitchen. I have to use the reusable cups. And of course I'm sanitizing and enjoying a delicious iced coffee, even though it's chilly. I guess we'll start there. What an interesting April. Aside from obviously the biggest piece of that we'll also speak on, and that's COVID-19, the weather has been really Wisconsin. I've had the fortunate time of taking a little time off over the weekend and getting some nice walks in around the area where I live, which is in Waukesha. And we have a beautiful park there, so my wife, myself, and my pup, who's over a year old now, took some beautiful walks on Saturday and Sunday. Come to work on Tuesday and we get snow. And so, typical of Wisconsin, likes to keep us on our toes, put down the first layer of fertilizer for the crabgrass treatment, and all of a sudden we have snow. So, but nonetheless, love being in Wisconsin, wouldn't trade it for the world, but we could use some baseball. Just going to say, I think Mr. Huxtable might be in agreement with me. All right, so first and foremost, let's start with an update regarding COVID-19. So as you've seen last week, COVID-19 here at the community and its impact. Fortunately, we had a very good week. We did not have any employees or residents test positive for COVID-19. Again, that was last week. I'm happy to report, as of this taping, we also do not have any more reported cases from over the weekend as of today, April 15th, at roughly 9:30 in the morning. As you know, I'm sure you've all been tuning into the news, have seen the number of reports. Wisconsin is doing its part in the fight, and that's you included. The Columbia St. Mary's Hospital, we have regular conversations with them. They're expecting a surge over the weekend. That surge, fortunately, did not happen. And so they maintain, capacity. We do as well in our skilled nursing area, where we do not have any COVID-19 patients, again, as of today. And so we look to maintain that. Lindsay Vigut, Ashley Drummond, Roxanne Farr, and the health center team have done an incredible job in preparing our staff. For instance, we would have a resident have COVID-19. But again, right now we are prepared, but we are preparing hopefully for nothing. And that's perfectly fine with me. I have to hand it to all the staff, especially our frontline workers. I can't tell you the words of encouragement, the words of support that you've given, the family members have given, our vendor partners have given to our staff, and our frontline workers. And I see East Castle Place is all frontline, taking care of you, taking care of those residents that are in need and need our services. And the staff have just really amazed me. I knew we had incredible staff. But to go through this over the last 4 weeks and see how staff have stepped up, how they've stepped in for each other. I really am speechless. Again, I give all the praise to the staff. They're the ones that are really making us successful at East Castle Place. And so, again, staff spirits, you know, we continue to support our staff, you know, giving the mental health days as necessary. We are supporting them with various gifts and different foods and things of that nature, and different support, because we know that it's not easy right now, and it hasn't been. And so our board of directors has stepped up, as well as a number of the directors in supporting the team, but most importantly, it's our staff. So if you see a staff member in the hallway, if you see that housekeeper or that maintenance team, or your servers or your cooks in the kitchen, of course the CNAs and nurses, please ensure to continue to encourage them, as I try to do every single day. But again, those words, they can't say enough. So also the cards that I've received, I received some beautiful cards, some inspiring words from the residents, yourselves, as well as family members, and it's so appreciated. And I truly do appreciate that, and pass those along to staff as well. So keep it up. Continuing in the COVID vein, continue to do your part. I cannot tell you how happy I am to see how many of you are wearing masks. Again, that's a CDC recommendation, something that I encouraged last week. We had them available and have them available at the front desk. We are limiting those, and we do ask that we limit those and that you hand wash those yourselves. If you need some assistance in that, turn them back in a paper bag. We'll launder them here for you as well. But we are, again, being you know, good stewards of the resources we have, and so we are trying to limit the number of masks that we are giving out on a daily basis, and kind of monitoring those residents that don't have masks and giving them one, and then also encouraging them that we hand wash those. So I give you the same encouragement. I also, on the flip side of encouraging is discouraging. Again, social distancing has to continue. I know it's tough. I know it's difficult. I know in the phone calls that I'm having with you, that the directors are having with you, you appreciate them, but you miss that kind of physical contact in that day-to-day. But I assure you that this is the safest way to get through this. So please, please, please maintain social distancing, utilize masks in the hallways, and we will get through this. You know, we're another week closer to hopefully a little piece of normalcy. And again, as that normalcy comes back, of course, I will keep you updated for what measures we will take at East Castle Place. But again, I'm working closely with our healthcare team that's working closely with the county, state, federal governments to get guidance, as well as Life Care Services, who has calls 3 times a week that myself and Lindsay sit in on. So again, that is the COVID-19 update as we sit here at 9:28 a.m. on April 15th. So, tax day. It would be tax day, but I believe it was all pushed back. So, have a cup of coffee, take another sip, as I will. So, speaking of tax day, April 15th, typically tax day. So, but I believe the deadline was pushed back to June 15th. I'm sure some of you can fact check that for me, not set in stone. I'll tell you, I already have my taxes completed. First time as a married man, so that was fun. All right, now to the next subject, some exciting news. You will be, or should have received a memo welcoming Jennifer Paskey. Jennifer, I mentioned last week, Jennifer will join us Monday, April 20th, so next Monday, or this Monday, however you want to look at that, as our new Human Resources Director, or Director of Human Resources. Jennifer will fill the big shoes that Michelle Dobler left. Michelle is in her transition to LCS, where she took on a regional role for LCS. She is still supporting East Castle Place, but the day-to-day operations will will continue with Jennifer. I have to give a huge shout out to Tony. Tony is our HR generalist, so he was Michelle's essentially HR assistant. Tony is fantastic. Tony's been a solid individual that's helped me, help the employees get through this transition without that HR director. And Jennifer will take on that HR director role, and fortunately I have Tony to help in that transition as well. Jennifer comes to us from Waterstone Mortgage Group. She has over 10 years of HR experience in leadership roles. She started with Target. If many of you know, Target is known for their very solid leadership training program as well as their practices. And then at Waterstone, she led the whole human resources operations for the mortgage company. So she's got a wealth of experience, and we look forward to her joining us to be a part of the team. Just because I know a few of you like details, we interviewed and screened probably close to 12 to 15 individuals. Personally, I did. There was a first round that Michelle, our former HR director, went through. This position's been open for 6 weeks now. So we were in the position to find the right individual, which I believe we have, Jennifer. She brings with her a fantastic attitude, and I think it's going to be a really nice fit for the community to enhance that employee culture and enhance what we're offering to the employees. And again, support the community with our most valuable resource, and that is our employees. So, Jennifer, we look forward to her joining us, and I'll make sure that although the introductions will be a little different, because usually we do a welcome get-together, a welcome social, we won't be doing that because of the restrictions we're under. However, I'll make sure that you see Jennifer and again, have that welcome on a larger basis once we can get back to normal. So, if you have any questions, as always, the memo states as well, reach directly out to me. Happy to have those conversations. And again, we welcome Jennifer on April 20th. Jumping into activities. Laura and the team have been doing a wonderful job. Hopefully you see that as well in thinking a little outside the box. Obviously the live streaming of Willie, the trivia with Mike, I saw David Tolan did his music appreciation earlier this month. We're continuing those pieces from a live stream, from a Channel 955 perspective. You also have weekly handouts that you receive for the next week every Friday with some different activities in those. One thing that has been absolutely, again, phenomenal through this whole thing is the Castle Connections. I talked with Laura earlier and she said continue to have those submissions coming. I actually have board members that pass those along, I pass those on to, and they love it. They love that interaction. Many of you know Nancy O'Donnell and Ken Kernan. They love seeing what creativity is sparked in the minds of you as residents, and I love that Laura has been able to put that together with her team, all because of you. So please continue to send those in. It's very easy for Laura at this point to copy and paste. So please continue those, and I hope you all are enjoying those. Another piece that I want to just plug quickly is the grandparents. So Augie Mortarello, one of our independent living residents, sent over an incredible roller coaster that his grandson did. And so that got us thinking. Many of you have grandkids. I'm sure many of you are getting videos of those grandkids, of what they're doing. So I thought it might be fun if you want to submit some of those videos. We'll call it the Grandparents Corner or the Grandkids Corner, something fun like that. And we'll put those on Channel 955. And if you want, again, completely voluntary, but if you want, please submit those to Laura as well. And we'll put those in a collage format, and maybe we'll have a grandkids segment I know many of you are very, very proud of your grandkids or great-grandkids. I know many of you have them as well. And we'd just like to, again, that intergenerational activity is so important. So again, selfishly, it'd be fun for us to see your grandkids as well. So I know if you're like my mother, who I have two nieces now. I was blessed to become an uncle about 2 months ago. My sister had her first one. Little Addison May. Beautiful, beautiful little baby. And then I have older nieces and nephew, Cassandra and Jonathan. Cassandra's now 13, Jonathan's 11. My older brother and sister-in-law have them. I actually tasked my niece with making some masks, so I'm hoping to do a little feature on her. She's quite creative and so smart, such a wonderful influence. But again, so I say that all because we'd love to see your grandkids. So if you'd like, pass that along to Laura. I'm sure many of you have also seen the roving bar. Laura and the team, you see different faces. That will continue. We're kind of breaking that up each week so that each area has a day where they'll come door to door and have those cocktails. And then lastly, I know it's Poultry Month, and I know Laura's been asking, and I have seen some of the poultry that you all have done as well. So continue to submit those. Again, so appreciative, so amazed at so much of what you are all doing. So keep it up. All right. Let's see, what else is on the agenda? All right, food and beverage. Again, continue to let us know how we're doing. I know a number of you have shared with us. Carlos has taken that back to the team for areas of opportunity and improvement. One thing I just want to remind you is that if those reusable containers that we're picking up every night, thank you for your understanding. The Green Committee, I think, supported that initiative as well, and it also helps the disposable supplies and what are very limited as well during this time since everybody's doing that. But please do empty those out each night. If you do have some leftovers or for some scraps, please put those in the garbage, your personal garbage, so that we just don't having some odd smells coming from the hallways. But again, our team is washing, disinfecting those through our commercial dishwasher every day so that we are able to reuse those. So thank you for your understanding in that. And again, keep us posted on the food and beverage. All right, the state of the castles next week. So, Maureen will have out in each mailroom the State of the Castle forms. Please, please, please give me your feedback. Let me know what questions are out there. I know it's not a normal State of the Castle, so to speak, but that State of the Castle we'll do virtually. You'll see myself and a number of directors to give you updates regarding East Castle Place. Your feedback into that is great. Your questions are needed. So please fill out that form, put it in the front desk. They'll put it in my box or Maureen's box. We'll gather the questions up. We can send those out via email or have them posted in the mail rooms for you as well. So please, please, please feel free to submit your feedback. But that'll be next week, and I'll make sure that you'll see Jennifer. So Jennifer will be here next week, and we'll get you seeing her on camera. Another thing that we want to do, as much as I love doing these updates, I'm sure many of you are like, you know what, Tyler, it'd be great to see some other folks. And so the thought came from the director team, and I like it. I think we're going to start highlighting some of our departments. All the people that you know that provide the services that are being provided. So I think of our housekeeping team. The work that they're doing is pretty incredible, from a disinfecting and all the different processes that they've had to kind of change. You know, from what they're bleaching, how they're bleaching, the different measures they're taking to protect themselves, and then just that, you know, how are they getting through this as well? So, I'd like to highlight some of those team members that want to be on camera, that want to give a hello. Maybe some faces that you are used to seeing that maybe you haven't run into lately. So we're going to start that as well. We'll get that on channel 955. And again, we're just thinking outside the box. If you have some thoughts and say, hey Tyler, hey Laura, hey Mike, hey Teresa, this is my thought. What do you think? We love having that feedback. Again, that keeps the mind going, it keeps us active, and again, we would love to take those on. So please, give us that feedback, we love it, and let us know. Alright, so that essentially wraps up what my Coffee with Tyler is today. Again, hope you all have your favorite coffee in front of you. I'll join you in a sip. So, all right, wanted to leave you with some positive, again, I might have mentioned this last time, Pastor Epley, Nicole Kloss, our social services director, they're putting out kind of their daily doses of happiness to all the staff. My daily dose of happiness, many of you may have seen it. I saw it last night on the news. The Aurora Advocate Group just discharged their 1,000th, so 1,000th COVID patient that was recovered. So that again is the entire Aurora Advocate Group. It just so happened that was the Aurora in Grafton that was able to do that, and so they had it on the news, and they actually had all the healthcare workers in their atrium giving a round of applause and kind of a congratulations, a feel good for that 1,000th patient that did recover from the Aurora Advocate Group. I'm sure you've also seen the stories coming from Freighter, and again, I know that there's a flip side to that, and I'm not diminishing that at all. And I personally know individuals that have been affected. My team knows individuals that have been affected across the U.S., and I know that you have families across the U.S., and we're not through this yet. But I want to remain optimistic, personally, and hopefully for you as well, that there are stories of recovery. There are stories to show that life will become normal to some degree. What that normal may look like might be different, but we're doing our part, and that's all we can do. So continue to wear your mask, continue to social distance, continue to let us know if you do have any signs or symptoms of anything, whether that's a cold, a cough. If you need to talk to somebody, call us. We're there for you. We are tracking everyone that's coming with those symptoms. And again, it's encouraging to see that one hospital group, like I said, I know Freighter, the Wheaton Franciscan group, they all have positive stories. I also know a couple of the nurses personally that are close friends with my wife and I that work out in Freighter and the various hospitals, and it's continue to support them as well. So yeah, we'll get through this. We have to stay optimistic. We have to stay encouraged. We have to stay healthy. So with that, I want to leave you, and I so appreciate this time that you took with me this morning, this afternoon if we're on replay, whatever that might look like. Again, if you have questions, if you have concerns, I'm here. The team is here. You can reach me at my email or give me a phone call. Stop me in the hallway. I'll stand 6 feet away from you, and we'll talk through it. So again, hope you enjoyed your morning. Hope you're doing well. Stay strong, and we'll get through this. Can't wait to have you all around a table where I can have the one-to-one interactions with you personally. And again, stay well. Have a wonderful day. It looks like we're in for a beautiful weekend. So Stay strong. All right, take care, everyone. Bye.